All right, hi everyone. My name is Jean Pembleton and I run the Higher Education Division at Hustle. So besides having a cool name, what is Hustle? Hustle is disrupting how schools engage with their prospective students, their current students, and their alums. So let's start with a question. How many people here, when their alma mater calls them, answers the phone? Okay, so that's good, a couple people. Across the nation, it's only 5 to 10%. Why is that? It's because people don't always want to communicate over phone. So what is Hustle? We got our start about 3 years ago working in the political space. We realized that in the political space, just like in education, people like to be contacted where they are. Where are people? On their phones, texting. So when working with our political clients, we worked with Bernie Sanders' campaign, and our founders came from the Obama campaign. So our roots are kind of in the political movement. But we quickly realized that many of the same things that worked really well for the political space would translate quite nicely to nonprofits, labor unions, and education as well. So again, what have we been working with for 30 plus years now? We have slow, narrow, expensive ways of contacting people. So this includes phone banking. For education, this is often pledge cards being sent. These provide contact with constituents, but they certainly don't meet them where they are. Everybody isn't sitting around a dinner table at 7 o'clock waiting for their rotary phone to ring anymore. They're on their phones. And so texting, one-to-one texting at scale, is fast, wide, and cheap. So we know that this is how people want to be contacted. It's just still very genuine, scalable communication. So one-to-one text messaging is different from mass blast text messaging. You might have received something from your dentist's office before that says, hey, you have an appointment coming up on Thursday at 2 p.m. This is not how most schools would prefer to engage with their constituents. Rather, they want it to be as personalized as their communication is through these other channels that just don't happen to perform quite as well as we'd like them to now, or as they did 30 years ago. One-to-one text messaging reaches 77 times more people than phone banking, with over 82% open rates. So again, for the schools that we work with, ranging in size from small private liberal arts schools and community colleges, all the way to large state schools and elite schools, they realize the value of connecting with constituents, with their prospective students, their current students, and their future students and alums where they are. So we work with over 60 universities across the country. And across the nation, we've sent over 100 million text messages to folks across the country. So how is Hustle used by universities? Through alumni relations, Hustle is used to engage folks and drive them to attend regional alumni events or meetings with the dean or with the president. For annual giving, Hustle is used to solicit folks. So it is used to engage folks through donations. It might read something like, hey Bob, this is Jean. I'm a student at Stanford. Wanted to reach out about the end of the year campaign. Can I send you more information to give? It's an open-ended question that invites a response. For admissions, this is used to engage prospective students. So what does that look like there? It's used to help guide students through the application process. We all know that it can be a difficult process to navigate, especially if you are a non-traditional student or if you don't have access to resources that would help you navigate the process. So this might include information, texting back and forth with someone about FAFSA deadlines or about enrollment deadlines. And then for student engagement, we find that when someone has a link to an admissions counselor or someone in student success, they are 66% more likely to stay enrolled in school and pass their first semester when they have that point of contact. So we see that it's a very powerful tool for engaging students as well. So what does this look like? When we use Hustle, we activate a database. So we import contacts via CSV into our platform. Each relationship creates a one-to-one messaging thread. So we engage our audience. You can see here what it looks like. So it comes from a regular looking phone number, because it is a regular looking phone number. It's a 10-digit phone number. And it goes directly to the person's cell phone, and they are then able to respond. There's no opt-in required, because per FCC and TCPA regulations, when an actual human being is hitting send on every message, you don't have to include that same opt-in legalese like you would for, say, the dentist appointment reminder. And obviously, this results in participation, in enrolled students, and in students staying in school. So we work with the University of Santa Cruz. They had a nearly 50% response rate to one of their events, just because they were able to engage people via text. Spring Hill College texted out a link to a live stream of their commencement ceremony and saw a 44% increase in viewers than they'd seen over the past 2 years. Milwaukee Area Technical College used us and saw a nearly 40% response rate for students to register for another semester of academic study. And Amherst College broke records when they incorporated us into one of their giving days. They saw a 200% increase in their participation rate and a 40% increase in the number of donors. Their pledges converted at 3 times the rate they'd ever seen before. Similarly, Chicago Booth introduced us into the work that they do, and they saw a 37% higher response rate, and 75% of those they contacted donated. So in sum, this is really a tool to allow schools to, again, engage constituents at scale through genuine, meaningful, personalized communication. Thank you.